Well, hello, and I'm back with the next type of letter, like I said. Informal letters. Now, of course, you have read about formal letters, you heard about formal letters in our last lesson, and that was about people who are very important and in higher rank than you, and you need to write letters to them. So, in this video, we're going to look at people who are either relatives or friends with informal relations, and you need to write to them. So those types of letters are, as you might have guessed, called informal letters. So informal letters, like I said, you write to a known person, okay, a person that you know and a person that you're very friendly with, and it's an acquaintance. Also, the point is that these letters, informal letters, are usually descriptive. Okay, they are casual and they need to be like very like conversational and very nice, and like it's basically how you would chat with your friend if you meet them after a long time, long story short. So an informal letter, again, this is the percentage of weightage. If you remember, then I told you that in a formal letter, 50% of the weightage, okay, is on this is a percentage sign, yeah, 50% of a weightage is on the format. However, in an informal letter, the main weightage is on the letter itself, that is the body of the letter, and not the format. The reason for this is that in informal letter, the format is pretty simple. You just need to give the recipient's address and draw an envelope. I'll teach you all that, but the point is that you need to make the body. So this is the basic format of an informal letter. Obviously, your address goes here, okay. You give your house number, your street name, your city and zip code, and the date in DT month and YYYY format. So it will be 1st January 2017, not 1/1/17. Salutation, whoever you're writing to. Okay, now this salutation needs to be like, if you're writing to a friend, then you can take his name. Otherwise, you need to specify the relation. Okay, like dear Uncle Sam or whatever. Now remember the thing, that is, unless and until it's your parents, okay, that is mom and dad or mother and father, you will need to specify the relation very nicely. So if you're writing to an uncle, you need to write dear uncle and provide his name. If you're writing to an aunt, then dear aunt something, provide his name. Even in case of a brother or a cousin, the ICC recommends that you take their name, okay, and you write it, okay. So please remember that. Moving on, okay, just one more thing I forgot here, that is, you have the body of the letter, that's okay, but this part, the ending, the signature part, is where you need to be a little careful, because informal letters differ from formal letters in a lot of ways. For instance, like in formal letters, you have only two possible signatures, that is the yours faithfully and yours truly. But in case of informal letters, there can be a lot of stuff. So we are going to look at that, how to write signature in an informal letter. For now, we're just going to move on to the point of writing the introduction. So pretty much like your essay, an informal letter has three portions. You have the body. You have the introduction, you have the body, and you have the conclusion. So you need to break it down into paragraphs, possibly 3 if you want, then 4, but usually try and not extend it beyond 4. So the introduction should be like a tone of catching up with somebody after a long time. So it should be something like, hey, how have you been, and I haven't heard from you in a long time. I hope you're in a good health. How is family, how is work, and I hope you're doing well. That sort of a stuff. See, like I said, that an informal letter is like, suppose you're writing to someone after a long time. The catching up that you will do, that should go in an informal letter. So please do that. This is pretty easy, writing the introduction. It's usually short, and it should end like, it needs not be compulsory, but it's good if you end it with a hint of what's going to be in the body. So in creating the body, obviously you'll be given a subject. Like, for instance, write a letter to someone thanking him for something. You'll actually see I have solved an outline here. It's a very common ICC question that I've solved. So an informal letter doesn't need to have a subject, because like I said, in a formal letters lesson, the whole purpose of the subject is to actually, make the long story short. But when you're writing an informal letter, it's given that these people have a lot of time, and or are very close to you, so will read your letter. So in this case, what you need to do is you need to be very friendly and casual in your tone, so that it seems very informal and personal. Also, these letters need, like, since they're very long letters, and like unlike essays, you don't have a lot of scope for, imagination, because if suppose you're given a letter that a friend has missed your birthday party, ask him why and tell him that you will maybe treat him later, then in that case you really don't have a scope for imagination. It's a very drab and simple letter. He has missed your party, you want to treat him later, simple as that. So these letters have a tendency to become boring even for the best of writers. So in these cases, what I would generally recommend is just cover all the points, because boredom is actually not something on which weightage is given. So now the next thing is, after you finish the letter, the ICSE board recommends that you draw an envelope beside the page. Okay, so if you have finished the letter, you draw an ending line and then you draw the envelope. So this is what you need to draw. You make a rectangle like I have shown you right here. Okay, then you make a stamp right about there. Okay, once you are done with the stamp, you write the word stamp inside. Okay, please don't draw pictures inside of stamps. And then you make a little box over here and you write the recipient's house number, street name, city and zip code. Remember that this is very necessary, because until and unless it's unlike a formal letter, your acquaintance's address is considered to be not known, so please give the full address. So you need to give that right here. The stamp goes there, and this is basically the envelope. You just need to draw a little rectangle. It's important that you do this always, even if it is not mentioned, because remember that an envelope carries like a 1 mark or something like that. So it's actually quite important that you do it. Sorry. So once you're done with the envelope, this is writing the ending. Okay, that is while writing the ending, the signature actually, that is the best way to do is you write yours loving, your loving, and then you write the reverse relation. What do I mean? So whatever relation is given in the question paper, you write how you are related to them. So if father is given, you write son or daughter. If uncle or aunt is given, then you write nephew or niece. Friend reverse is also friend. So you need to write how you are related to them and not how they are related to you. So your loving friend or your loving son or daughter. Also one more thing is writing yours lovingly. When you write yours lovingly, it generally covers everything. Okay, son, daughter, whatever, but it's usually preferred that you write your loving this and that. One more thing, that is, if you are writing the ending in this way, you should know that yours sincerely or is accepted, and again, like yours lovingly, it covers everything. So I'm just gonna write YS. Yours sincerely is accepted everywhere as an ending to as a good signature to a formal letter. Now, I've saw a little sample outline here. This is actually a question from one of the ICC papers. I don't really remember which one, but it's a very common thing and it usually keeps repeating in schools. Write a letter to your uncle thanking him for a gift he sent you on your birthday. So again, you start with the introduction. Hi, how are you? How is aunt? And thank you for the camera you sent me. You need to mention the gift. So you're thanking him for a gift. The first reason you should say that why the camera was important, and of course what are you going to do with it and how you felt. So I really wanted the camera for a long time. That should be one of the points, that you have been searching it for a long time and couldn't afford it, maybe because it was too pricey. And you move on to say that you have started using it all the time because photography is like a hobby for you and you really want to pursue this. You say that like this, in this birthday, this was the best gift you have ever got and you're really thankful to him for that. And then you end by saying that I hope everything is well and stuff. Remember, like that, like the introduction should have tones of catching up. The ending should have tones of like closing a conversation, like I hope everybody is well and send my warm regards to this person, send my love to that person, like that. So once you're done with the sample outline, we shall look at the summary right here. So informal letters should be casual and conversational, like a chat. They should be social and friendly. You should avoid stretching them for too long or making them too short. Ideally, an informal letter should be excluding the address of one page. Okay, so you have the address, then you write for like a page, and then you end and draw the envelope. That should be the length, and that's more or less it. So that marks the end of letters. After this, we have report writing, where you will have reports, movie reviews, book reviews, and then of course you have Pressy. So you have like 4 more lessons left to continue. And I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. Okay, and have a nice day. Goodbye.